With Brown summer going so well for VP Kamala Harris, it looks like former President Trump is working to catch up with the Gen Z vote. Take a look at this recent viral video where Trump is dancing with internet celebrity streamer Aiden Ross.
I'll tell you about TikTok. Trump is going to keep TikTok going, whereas Biden, Harris, they have no idea what it means. And all it's going to do is be good for China the other way. It's no good. We're going to save TikTok. They want to destroy TikTok. So all of the people on TikTok, vote for Trump.
Vote for Trump.
By the way, Trump's stance on TikTok is quite the reversal from back in 2020 when he was considering banning the app.
Charlamagne the God said Trump's collab with streamer Aiden Ross was a great move. Let's watch.
Let the record show I loved this press hit for Donald Trump, and the reason I loved it is because you have to meet people where they are. Like, you running for president of the United States of America, there is a new potential voter turning 18 every day. Right. So don't take any audience for granted. Okay, like, you got some elitist, bougie liberals who will say things like, that audience doesn't vote. How you know? Right? How do we know appearances like that don't motivate people to vote? Because when I look at Aiden Ross with his MAGA hat on and the audience that he had sitting in there with their MAGA hats on and Trump paraphernalia,
they got some type of influence.
That's right, and they look like they're voting to me.
So, do you know Aiden Ross, or is this the first time, Robby?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I'm the right-wing expert, but you're the TikTok expert, but neither of us know this figure. I do think I agree with Charlamagne the God that Trump is very savvy to go after this demographic. I also think it's smart. I mean, I think the policy is correct, and it's good politics to portray himself as the pro-TikTok force, even though Trump, was very much against TikTok and tried to ban it when he was in the presidency. He has flip-flopped on that, but it's better, from my perspective, it's better to flip-flop in the correct direction than the incorrect direction. And he's right that massive action against TikTok at the federal level would actually just empower the other. Again, it's a little bit going to the Google discussion we were having earlier, would just be a godsend to Facebook and the other companies. And that whatever the problems are with TikTok, I think there are problems. I certainly think there's censorship that occurs on the platform. I am wary of the Chinese government's influence, but I'm also wary of the U.S. government's censorship and influence on Facebook and Twitter and Google and all the things under our jurisdiction. So there's really no difference there. This would be a move to give people one less source of information if it goes through. And, it's a policy that now Biden, Harris have to own because they're in support of it. And Trump is going the other way.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would want to know how Trump would get that done, given that the TikTok ban passed through Congress. I don't know what his plan is to reinstate TikTok if it's not resold to someone other than ByteDance. How is he going to bring TikTok back? He doesn't really have a plan for that. But Aiden Ross, he's not a TikToker. He's a Twitch streamer, and he is known as the guy. This is how I first heard of him. When Andrew Tate was arrested, it was because Aiden Ross, who is in this very red-pilled incel online community, men who say weird stuff about women. He's 5'7", by the way, but he's the guy who said Andrew Tate is leaving Romania. That is what tipped off authorities that led to the arrest of Andrew Tate. So this is someone who's in a community of people that are typically very right-wing, and I don't know that Aiden Ross's following is changed at all by Trump's appearance, because Aiden Ross's following is seen as very weird and different from the rest of the youth. I would assume these are already the people that, when we poll for who they support, are the few youth voters that are on the right handedly. So I just don't see this changing things. Trump is right to not discount the youth vote and make sure the few people that like him will show up. But I just don't think Aiden Ross's stream is the place to get popularity. I think as a young person, seeing him cozy up to Aiden Ross and get all these gifts from him, a Cybertruck and a Rolex, really rubs me the wrong way. It's a little bit yucky. Aiden Ross isn't like a popular figure.
I know literally nothing about this person, so I'll take your word for it. I've never heard of him, and I don't know where he produces content or what the kind of content is. He's probably never heard of me, so no harm, no foul. It's fine. Being pals with Andrew Tate is not, I don't think, a good idea. I don't think he's having a good influence on the young right, but it's fine for Trump to speak to people who are his supporters, and there is a lot of energy on the young right now, a very enthusiastic demographic for Trump. The online right always has been, which skews, in a younger person direction, was kind of captured by the Vivek Ramaswamy, very much, I think, a candidate of younger conservatives who are very involved in internet spaces and dialogues, and keeping those people energized, much like the progressive left activists who are going to do the door knocking and everything, the energy for the Harris campaign. Younger online right people are going to be doing, we're going to roll our eyes at this, but the meme wars, they matter for setting the media conversation, for generating enthusiasm online. The internet, Twitter is not real life, but it has some impact on top decision makers. It helps manifest vibes on behalf of a candidate. So I think it's interesting that, that Donald Trump he's the candidate to defend or to protect TikTok, to protect it from the government trying to unilaterally ban it or force a sale and have it be banned if that sale does not go through. In terms of the practical matter he achieves that, I guess he could try to undo it via executive order. I don't know if that would be constitutional. He could ask his, Republicans tend to do literally whatever he wants. He could get the Republicans to undo that bill, or he could also probably just instruct his Justice Department not to bring charges against ByteDance if they don't sell the company, or not to do whatever the executive implementation of the law is that causes them to incur the penalty. Just instruct his people not to do that. Again, I don't know that is legal either, but you asked what could he do, and I think those are probably the options.
Yeah, I think in part, living in a post-Chevron world, there's a lot to be said for Congress's decision on TikTok being upheld by the Supreme Court. I don't think overturning this with an executive order would hold up. I also am not super confident Trump would actually try and do that once he's in office. I don't see him winning at this point in time, and I don't think going on Aiden Ross's stream has changed that. If he was on TikTok like Kamala Harris is, and people were clipping him up, and there was this organic movement of youth Trump supporters, I would say maybe the youth vote could end up, turning out for Trump and influencing the election in some way. He just doesn't have the riz necessary to win the youth voters. Him with that phone out saying, "Hello, TikTok, we're going to ban TikTok," is very much giving hello, fellow kids. So I think Trump would be smart to keep his commitments to the youth about policy. A lot of young people care about the economy because we're inheriting one that seems a lot worse than the one our parents did. And so he would be smart to talk about that and not just say, "Oh, you guys are kids, you must love TikTok," when Aiden Ross is a Twitch streamer, not a TikToker. So there's just many things that Trump just misses the beat with youth voters. He's got to hire some young people in his campaign if he wants to change that, but I think it's a little bit too late.
That does it for us today on Rising. It was great delivering you all the news of the Tim Walz pick. Jessica, you've still been outside D.C. and you'll be back here tomorrow? Is that the plan?
Yes, I will be in person in studio tomorrow. The American Airlines has agreed to fly me, thankfully. Thanks, Pete Buttigieg, for cracking down on the airlines. I at least get to make it there at some point.
Thank you, Mayor Pete. We need you back in the studio. We can't wait to have you back. All right, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we're now available anywhere you listen to podcasts. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Same rising time, same rising place. See you then.
Bye, y'all.